Hello everyone, welcome back. So we are continuing to set up our new smelting area. We've torn things up pretty good. We're converting to a robot-based system. And we've got the beginnings of iron smelting going here. And what we're going to do now is expand this a bit. So let me go ahead and copy that. Actually, let's just copy this whole thing. Let's see, this ends there, so we can, let's go out to there. That'll add like another 4 to the end. We'll add 4 to that end and 4 to the other end. And I goofed this up somehow. All right, let's try that again. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's better. Okay, and I need to put another power pole over there. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's quite centered over the, between the tracks, but it is fairly well centered over the 4 cargo wagons and the provider chests. Okay, and these are all running at full tilt, so they're being fed adequately. Out of the 200 bots, we have about 130 available. So that's pretty good. Okay, now we can set up another one of these above, doing copper plate. So let's grab a print of that. In this case, I'm going to remove the requester chests because I want to change those to copper. All right, so there's another tile. And let's do a third one for good measure. The more we tile these, the more economically we use our speed modules, because we share these rows. It's the ones on the end that don't get used as well. Okay, so here we're going to request copper ore. All right, so I'll just place those. And we'll just paste those settings. And then we'll look at our robot count again. And now we can see that, well, of course we're filling initially, so we'll wait for this to settle out and then we'll see how many bots we're using. Okay, and then we can see that we're starting to get outside of the network. So we could probably put one more row of smelters before we need another row of roboports. But I don't think I will. I think I'll leave it at this. Okay. Yeah, so now we can see that there's about 70 out of the 200 still available. So we're using about 50 to 60 for each one of these smelting lines, if you want to call those lines. So I'm going to add one more stack of bots. To cover this one. And I think we'll have this making copper as well. Let me delete that. And that'll just put in the requester chests. Now to finish that off, I need to get some provider chests, beacons, and modules. So let's run back to the base and get that stuff. And then we'll set up the unloading stations. And then we'll start to tear down all the rest of it. But so far, I have to say that I like the way that that's working. It looks pretty good. And then we'll take a look at our production. Actually, we can take a look at our production now. If we look at iron plate for the last hour, ooh, yeah, we took a big dive. We're also not pulling any out, so we'll see. Alright, so I'm going to turn on empty, so we can empty all that out. And then I'll shut it off again. We need to get our beacons and modules. And we need requester chests, or provider chests. And I think that was it. I haven't gotten my chests yet. Here they come. All right, great. Okay, circuits, and then we'll set up another passenger station as well when we get back over there. Looks like I'm going to need more coal soon. I think another task will be a perimeter wall. I'd like to start building a big wall around our whole base so that I don't have to have a lot of local defenses as we do now. Okay. Alright, so let's finish this. And then I think we're going to need another row of roboports up above. Get that in a straight line here. Yep, like that. Okay. And then again, I'm thinking two rows of rail. Yeah, and actually we can copy this. Rail and signal only, not that. Not that. Okay. Okay, and then this is going to be the inverse setup. I'll put another signal down here. Okay. Yeah, so I need to put that. I want that to be in line with that. Okay, and this is going to be where we pick up. So here we're going to have requester chests, of which I only have 2 by some tragic mistake. Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be like that. And then these are going to be requesting, let's see, iron plates. We can get 4,000. Let me get my calculator. 4,000 in a car divided by 6. So 666.6666 times 2. So we'll do 1333 in each of these. Right. And then we'll have I got that too far away. Crap. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to do it like this. There we go. And then they'll start delivering plates. All right, and then at that point, it looks like we're going to need to add a lot more bots, but we'll see. At this point, maybe we do need to balance the unloading of these. Because the robots are not emptying these unevenly. Yeah, we probably will have to change to a balanced unloader like we had before. Alright, let's put some more bots in the network. I'll put in another 100. Yeah, I mean, I suppose we would need to double it. If each one of these needs about 60 to feed it, then we'll probably need 60 as well to empty it. Perhaps a little bit less. So Yeah, we'll probably need about 400 bots for this little setup. All right, let's go see how we're doing on the plates. Actually, I don't need to run over there. I have radar. Okay, yeah, plates are now empty. So I'm going to send that away. And I'm going to send that away. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then this is going to be now called smelting iron plate. Smelting iron load. Okay. Let's try that again. Smelting iron load. And this is going to be smelting copper load. And then I can go and disable these other stations. And look at all the blue belts and splitters and everything else that we're going to be saving. Okay. Okay, so now I just need a bunch of requester chests. So let's go back to base and get those. I'm going to need about 100. Actually, let's set up my passenger station while I'm here. All right. How are we doing on bots? Yeah, I think we need like another 50 bots. Well, I'll pick those up as well when we get back there. All right, so let's go back to construction. We'll pick up our supplies and then we can finish this up, and then we'll be able to start monitoring to see if it's going to be sufficient to keep our circuits area fed. If it is, then we know that we're on the right track. No pun intended. Oh, no, I wanted requester chests, not provider chests. My bad. Need 100 of those. I might have to craft some by hand because I don't think I'm making them. Yeah. Let's bump these up to 100 each. Active providers and storage chests I think are fine at 50 each. We can craft some by hand. Okay. How are we doing on circuits here, guys? Looks like we still have plenty of circuits coming in, so that's good. although this is eventually going to be draining out. Wow, that's really slow. Okay, well, I've got 78. That'll almost give me what I need. Let me grab some circuits. And then I can craft a couple dozen more by hand. Okay, smelting. Let's go back and finish that up. And let's look at our production tab again. Yeah, so we're still producing fewer iron plates than before. Copper plates is almost back up to what it was, using far fewer furnaces. I mean, when you think about it, we've basically doubled the speed of each of those furnaces by using an extra set of beacons, since they're getting affected by beacons on both sides now. Okay. Let's add some lights and stack inserters. Copy that. All right. So you are going to request and load iron plate. Let's get rid of some of these prints. All right, and you are going to request and load copper plate. Okay. And we are pretty much fully operational here. Let's put in another 50 bots and see if that's going to be enough. We'll let it stabilize. I do see some red lights going on here on occasion. Yeah, so we may need... I think we have enough roboports. Well, maybe not. I do see some pausing to charge, so let's try... Let's put on another couple of roboports on each end here. Let's see if that helps. And we'll do that for each of these rows. think this will be okay. Let's see. 1, 2. No, we do need another pole. There we go. Basically what I'm looking for is no robots hanging around waiting to be charged, or at least very few. If we see a lot, then that means we need more roboports. Here I don't see too many. Okay. I think we still need more bots. Let me try putting the rest of these in here. And see if we can make those red dots disappear. Or at least mostly disappear. I mean, if I see one every once in a while, I won't mind. But when I see like 5 or 6 lit up all the time, then that's not good. Now, once this runs for a while and stabilizes, then this may improve. If we get to a point where these chests start to fill up, then the bots won't need to be traveling constantly, but, you know. But really, I think we need this set up so that we can keep up with it. Okay, that does look better now. We're still using all of the bots, so I'd like to get another couple of stacks of bots, and I want to add more just to see if we can get to the point to where we have enough robots so that there's at least a few that are idle, because that means that we have all that we need. If it's always going down to 0 available, then I'm not sure how far away we are from having, you know, I don't want to have a lot extra, obviously, because that's a waste, but I'd rather have a few too many than not enough. So let's keep adding until we have a consistent positive number on the available bots. And then I think I also need to add some refueling. All right, I'm going to take that out. Bots. Okay, so I got another 100 bots. Actually, while we're here, we might as well grab some more. If I have more. Oh yeah. Okay, so I got 200 more bots to put in. And circuits are still flowing. Let's take a look at circuit production, actually. Yeah, circuit production took a big dump and still hasn't quite yet recovered. But then again, we're not doing research right now, so we're not using as many as we did before either. So it could be that we're just not drawing as many circuits as we did before. But so far I think this is looking pretty good. Now this is not infinitely tileable or anything. And this might not be the optimal arrangement of roboports and stuff. But as far as charging goes, it looks pretty good. You know, there's a few hanging out waiting to be charged, but not, you know, they're not forming like semicircles around the roboports. They do have to charge sooner or later, so it's inevitable to see some charging. As long as they're not clumping up, I think we have enough roboports. So we may actually be able to get by with fewer roboports than what we have. So let me try something here. What I'm going to do... Alright, let's do it down here, so I don't need to put another power pole. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Okay, read robot statistics, available logistics bots is X. So let's have this turn on when X equals 0. And hopefully this will only add bots until we can stay above 0. I've never tried this before, so let's see how it goes. It might just end up putting every bot that I have in there. Yeah, it looks like that's what it's going to do. I might have to start making a heck of a lot more bots than what I've got. Yep, so much for those bots. Okay, yeah, it looks like even 650 are being used. So I'm not sure what the limit is on bots, but we haven't reached it yet. Alright, I've got 650. Let's just, you know what, let's just overkill it. Let's go up to 1,000. I hope that's overkill. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start making a ton of bots if I'm going to start going to all robot based. But let's go up to 1,000 and see if that does the trick. And before I can take smelting out of the base, we need to get to the point where we're exceeding our previous production numbers, which we're not quite close to yet. So we may have to start doubling up on this stuff. Bots. Here we go. Okay, so we got 650, 750, 850, 950. Okay, that'll get us up to 1,000. Let's try this out. Yeah, because if we need 1,000 bots at every one of these bot-based setups, then I'm going to need to set up a pretty significant bot building operation so that we have 10, 20,000 bots. Not something I was prepared for. think I was encouraged by the relatively small quantity of bots that we needed for the mining base, or the mining outpost. And actually, the other thing I want to do is I want to get this network separated from this side. So let's pull that out. Okay. And then we need another one over here, I guess, just so that that's in the network. Okay. Oh, you know what? I did not set the quantities correctly here. These need to be 1333 each. That could be part of the problem. All right, I'm just going to dump them all in here. So now we've got 1,000 bots. Let's see what 1,000 bots do. And again, right now they're all busy because we're requesting tons of stuff. And actually, it looks like some of our copper plate chests are full now. So our production is exceeding the demand right now. All right, and all 1,000 bots are active. But once these chests start to get filled, we'll see if that persists. Okay, while we're waiting for that, let's balance this out. All right, how did I do that? We need arithmetic. Can I move this? Yeah. All right. So we want to take each and divide it by -24. And that one's going to output as, well, as each. Okay, and then we wire these up. Alright, and then these are enabled when everything is less than or equal to 0. Right. So that means if the chest has less. All right. So let's send this one out to reload. Oh, it didn't copy the inserter settings. Okay, so 840. These have more than 840, so they're not going to unload. All right, so let's send him away. Trying to fill up the rest of these boxes, but anyway, let's delete these. Copy all of that. Okay, we really don't need more lights. All right, and then chests hook up to the input and inserters to the output. Yeah, the bots are not pulling evenly from these chests. So I'm going to send these away when there is inactivity, so that they don't end up waiting forever. But it seems like they're pulling from the ones on the end preferentially. And I guess that makes sense because there are more roboports closer to the ends than there are to the middle. So I think that'll always be the case. All right, I'm not sure if that's anything I need to worry about. But let's take a look. Okay, so now we have a little bit over 600 available. Now, why we were using so many bots at first, I'm really not sure. Okay, yeah, so now we're down to almost zero. So it looks like when the trains, maybe we just needed a chance to get these chests filled up a bit. Okay, yeah, now we're using all of them. And we have a bunch of bots waiting around. What are they waiting for? It's because all the requesters are full. And they have no place to store. So maybe those requesters should just be set to maximum. I don't think so. No, I don't think they should be set to maximum. I'd rather have the provider chest back up and then stop smelting rather than just building up a huge inventory. But then that ties up all my bots. Well, either way, it's eventually going to get to the point where chests are full and the robots don't have any place to go until the train comes along, and then they'll start moving again. Okay, let's go look at our circuit area and see how it's doing, if it's getting enough plates coming in or not. And yeah, these chests are all full. These chests are about a quarter full. And these chests are about a quarter full. So it looks like we could use more copper coming in. Iron is doing fine though. But we're bringing in enough plate to keep it busy. And the smelters seem to be doing fine. We're actually getting some that are backed up on output. I don't know if that's because the chests are getting full or the inserters are having trouble catching up. Yeah, I don't think it's the inserters. Okay. Well, this looks pretty good, I think. This is running fine. The question is, how do we expand this? Now, here we've got, again, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 18 times 3 is 30, 20, 54, right? And over here we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 22, 44, 66, 88. Okay, so here we had over 100, and here we've got about half that number. So theoretically, this should be able to almost keep up with what we had over here. Because we've got twice the speed effect over here that we did over here. So this should be roughly equivalent to what we had over here. Should be. Our production numbers have gone down, so I really don't know if it is equivalent or not. And I've killed the power somehow. Where did I lose it? There we go. Okay, so we could bring in more ore. And we can add more trains to unload, but I don't think that's really necessary. We've got, yeah. If you look at the logistics system storage here, plates are negative, so we're not accumulating plates. We're basically hauling the plates away as fast as we can make them. So it seems like we could add more smelting, maybe on the other side here. Yeah, maybe we could load some more plates over on this side, below it. Or we could just unload, we could repeat this whole configuration up north. I think that would be the best thing to do. And then reconfigure this to take out this space here. That would make things faster. All the smelters are running, which means that our demand is exceeding the supply. So we need more smelters. We do not need any more ore stations, but I don't want the robots to have to travel too far. So I think we should unload more ore up here, and then have another set of smelters and another set of plate unloaders. So let's do that in the next episode. Let's double up this configuration. 1, 2, 3, then we'll have 6. And then we'll have 2. Yeah, we'll have a 2-to-4 ratio of copper and iron. We really need 2-to-5 for the circuits to run. So we really will need more smelting than that. But these don't have to be all copper in a row. We can change some of them over to iron as we see fit to get a 2-to-5 ratio. All right. So let's do that in the next episode. We'll set up another setup just like this, just to the north of it. And that'll double our smelting capacity. See you then. Thanks.